it's Lauren Messiah, and guess what? It's the last video of the anti-style type series. I know, we were having so much fun, and now it's time to bring this baby home. I saved the best for last, my friends. Trust that. If you are just joining right here at the tail end, don't worry, you can go back and watch all the other videos to catch up, but this is the anti-style type series. These are the styles that you should avoid at all cost. If you're dressing like any of these fictional ladies that I have created, you are doing a bad thing, okay? So don't worry, because you're tuned into this channel, you're getting all sorts of good fashion advice on the free, so start listening and applying. But this anti-style type series is going to identify the bad, figure out why you're dressing so poorly, and what you can do to fix it. So really, if you think about it, it's one helpful series, okay? So the last video in the series is Street Walkin Sally. Street Walkin Sally is walking sex, okay? You know what she's about right when you look at her. But here's the thing, that's probably not what she's about. Now, Street Walkin Sally, she likes to show cleavage, she likes to show legs, she likes to show her booty, she likes her body, which is great. But she's kind of putting it all out there a little too much, so we can't actually figure out what Street Walkin Sally is all about. And I know all this sounds bad, and I'm probably gonna be like, people blah blah in the comments, but listen, you know you're thinking it too. You see a Street Walkin Sally walking down the street, posting a picture on Instagram, and you think daddy issues, easy, you know, like things just come to mind because they just do, okay? When someone's wearing 6-inch heels and an obscenely short dress, you can't help but to think certain things about that woman's character. The deal is, they're probably not true, okay? Street Walkin Sally is probably a stand-up gal with a great career and a good head on her shoulders, but you'd never know it because she's dressing like a streetwalker, okay? So what's really going on? Lots of things could be going on with Street Walkin Sally, but in my experience, and I've never been a true Street Walkin Sally, I'm more of a prudish Patty, but in my 20s, I definitely had a little, you know, little sexy thing going on. Somewhere in the brain, in young women, it gets a little twisted around that our worth is tied to our bodies and the way that men react to our bodies and the way that we dress. And you kind of get used to getting certain things based on the way that you look. I remember moving from DC to Los Angeles and just being my normal Lauren self. And, you know, I was like pretty hot in DC, but when I came to LA, I was pretty not. I had to like stand in lines at the clubs. I'm like, why are they letting everybody else in? Oh, because they're dressed with like all their boobs out. So I started to kind of sexy up the dress when I was going out and whatnot. And I would notice that I would get that like, you know, red velvet rope experience. And then you start tying that into your brain of like, wow, if I dress a certain way, then I can get things that I want. Or I can have men like wrapped around my little finger, and there's a certain power to that. But the downside of that is you start to kind of forget the good parts about yourself and the parts that should matter, and you start attracting freaking bozos. Like, I was dating the biggest losers in my 20s, and they weren't interested in anything I had to say. It was all about how I looked. And it kind of warps your mind, and you kind of get into this cycle where you don't really necessarily want to dress that way anymore, but you think you have to because you think your worth is tied to that, and it gets very ugly. So, you know, I'm not talking about like, you know, slut shaming, and I can already hear people coming out with that. Oh, you know, another version of a like me for me, Mary. It's not about that, you know, like as women, we can celebrate our bodies, we can show off our favorite parts. If we want to show a little cleavage, like do so. But it's all about getting that like tasteful, authentic version of what sexy is. And Street Walkin Sally like really missed the mark on that because she forgot who she was with getting all of this misinformation from men and society. It's just like Street Walkin Sally's lost, okay? So how do we fix this? How do we feel great about ourselves, celebrate our bodies, feel sexy without looking like tacky, trashy objects that are just for men to objectify? Well, the solution that I would give to any Street Walkin Sallys out there is to strip down. Not like a stripper, not naked, not that kind of strip down, but strip down to just you. Take off the pounds of makeup, the eyelashes, unclip the hair extensions, and just be you. Put jeans on, put a t-shirt on, throw on some Converse, and go out and run some errands. You don't have to be like completely dolled up in this fake little thing that you built for yourself. See what it feels like to just be you and start making authentic connections with people who can just see you for you. Chances are you're smoking hot without all of that stuff. You probably look way better without the tarantula eyelashes on, without the freaking tacky bandage dress. Sorry, those things they're tacky, okay? You probably look better. And then you can start discovering who you really are, what you really like, how you deserve to be treated and how you want to be treated. And you can start making your fashion choices according to that narrative rather than what everyone else has already created for you. I couldn't wait to get out of those trashy dresses. Like once it kind of clicked for me that was like, why am I dressing like this? This is not the type of energy I want to attract into my life. I feel so much better. And now, like, I'm probably like the opposite of sexy, but I feel good. I feel me, and that makes me feel more confident and strong. So I hope that was helpful to any Street Walkin Sallys of the world. That, my friends, is the end of the Anti-Style Type series. We made it through. We laughed, we cried, we learned, and we're never gonna make those terrible fashion mistakes ever again, are we? No more Street Walkin Sallys, no more Label Lovin' Leslies, no more Athleisure Ashleys. We are done with that, and we are ready to work in our own authentic sense of style. If you need any help with that, guess what? You got your girl me right here, Lauren Messiah. I've got style programs, I've got books, and I've got, of course, additional videos on this YouTube channel. So get your subscribe on. Go below any of these videos because I have freebies and downloads attached to every video, and then you can enter into the LM world where I'm giving out fashion advice all the time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.